Imagine having the ability to assist over 127 books to publication in the year of 2022. And today's guest did just that, working with some of her clients in publishing some children's books. April Cox is the host of the YouTube channel Self-Publishing Made Simple, where she shares a lot of insights from the various aspects of writing and self-publishing, and she really focuses in a lot on children's books. In fact, I endorse her quite a bit because she is a person that is just unmatched in her ability to publish children's books and having the insights to actually successfully publish them. So without any further ado, let's get on into the interview with April Cox from Self-Publishing Made Simple on YouTube. Quick side note here, this is Future Dale. If you want to get access to her 12-week self-publishing course, head over to selfpubmadesimple.com/author-workgroup. And if you use the coupon code DALE10, that's 10, you get 10% off access. I've heard a lot of great things about her self-publishing course, so go take a look at it. This is a limited time offer. April, I've followed you for quite some time. I think I saw you when you first came out on YouTube. What possessed you to start a YouTube channel? Not too many people probably have asked you this before, I'm sure.
No, actually, it was more because at the time I was helping other people with publishing their books, and I was running these little author work groups where we'd all get together and publish our books together. And it was, community, and it was wonderful. And I had people, I would run these events, and then people would say, "Oh, can I watch that?" And people would ask me a question, and I'd be like, "I just presented on that topic." So I started publishing videos as unlisted so that I could send people like, okay, you got a question about ISBNs or copyright, go here, and just run through the video. And then before long, I was like, maybe I could be helping more people. Why don't I just turn those as live? And I can't tell you how much I'm so grateful that I did that, because even just as soon as yesterday, I had a meeting with somebody that said, "I have been following you for months. I put you on every day going back and forth to work. I feel like I know you already, and I just want to work with you." And they didn't have a huge budget. They didn't have a lot, but they found my videos and my walkthroughs as helpful, giving them information that they couldn't find. And they said, a lot of people are just all about, look at me, look at all of my reports, look at this, look at that. And I'm all about like, here's some knowledge. Here's some things you need to know so you're not getting taken advantage of. Here's like how to upload, on Ingram Spark, because it can be really tricky. If you make the wrong move, you can be delayed for a month. So let me just walk you through that process. So it's just, I just love talking to people, and I'm starting to see about 70 to 80% of the people coming to me for like a consult later to do mentoring with them are coming from YouTube. I'm just floored by that.
It's pretty insane. I think I stumbled on your channel when I was doing some keyword research for some videos. And I do this a lot where I'm just constantly studying other people. I think, and I won't name any names, there was somebody once I had brought up to him, he had a pretty successful YouTube channel at the time. I brought up with him that, one of his students had a great YouTube channel based on writing and publishing. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Oh, I don't watch any channels that are small. That's not worth my time." And I'm like, Are you kidding me? That is the most ignorant way to approach the business. Because I find when I've watched your videos, the same thing. I feel like, someone's not selling me on something for a change. You're not trying to flex this income. You're not trying to show that you're better than other people. And I've noticed that you interview just a plethora of amazing guests. Not too long ago, I saw Hannah Jacobson on your channel, by the way. Big shout out to Hannah.
Thank you for that connection. She is awesome.
Love Hannah, by the way.
The funny thing is, when I first started with this self-publishing, I was immersing myself, because my background is IT. It is, multi-million-dollar IT rollouts of projects, right? So I'm okay with complex things, and I love to learn. So when I finally said I'm going to self-publish, I wanted to immerse myself completely, and I studied a lot. But there were some things that I was like, well, I want to learn about marketing. I want to learn about book awards. I want to learn about this and that. And I started making a list, and I would start bringing those guests on because I wanted to learn about these things. And that's how I
so
found
smart.
you. And that's how I found you. Like, I wanted to learn, and I gave them some exposure. I asked great questions because they were all the things I wanted to know about. And then I also added individuals to the meeting. So it wasn't like this just really dry thing, but my author group got to participate in these meetings and ask all kinds of questions. And it was just so much fun. Just recently, as a matter of fact, last week, I got to interview Dave Chesson again. I love interviewing Dave Chesson, and I had interviewed him maybe a handful of times before, but we got into all kinds of different topics and AI and all this other stuff. So it's just so much fun, and the networking that gets to happen when you have other guests. You've been on, and I need to get you back soon because you're an amazing source of tons of information. But yeah, it was all about me. Like, how can I immerse myself and get as much information and really meet the people that are doing self-publishing and that are doing things that, you know, are just unique and different, and how can we all learn from these amazing speakers? And that's kind of, now it's like, I don't know, 250 videos out there.
Wow, congrats.
It's crazy. And that nothing really has blown up. Like, I don't see anything going viral, but when people come to me and say, you helped me so much, and like, I'll go through something with them and I'm like, did you get the editor? Did you go through this? Did you go through that? And they're like, yep, I saw that video. Yep, I got that video. And they're like checking off my list, and I know they've gotten all that knowledge for free watching my videos, and now they're like, they want to work with me and just get like another set of eyes on things, or they want, you know, they have a specific need and they need a more advanced level. Then they're coming in and talking with me about it, and I love that. I'm like, that's why I started my channel and my work groups, is because I wanted people not to be taken advantage of. I wanted them to have enough information to know what was going on, and to be able to navigate those predatory publishers and know how to identify them. And that was a big thing. And be able to do some of the things that they need to do themselves without stumbling and making all the errors that can happen, because it's like fluky stuff. You know, don't click this button until you do that first. Otherwise, you know, you lock yourself out of Ingram Spark, or something else is not working. And you don't know these things if you haven't walked through it yourself. And I do it every day. I'm here publishing with people every single day. So things that maybe some authors are, you know, once a year releasing a book, and now they're uploading something to Amazon. They haven't done it in a year. Like, they're not going to remember all that stuff. There's a great checklist, or there's a great video that will walk them step by step through it. So that's important to me, is that people have the resources and support to be able to be as self-sufficient as possible, but also have access to help that they need as well.
Yeah, let's walk back just a little bit here, because I want to take a little bit of time to toot your horn for you at this point, because you have done some pretty incredible things. And I think a lot of people will probably make this, you know, quick judgment to go, oh, she doesn't have many subscribers. Oh, she doesn't get very many views. But what you're doing is super impactful, more impactful in my opinion than some viral video that, you know, people can watch, they've been entertained, and then they're done. Whereas you have this amazing rippling effect across your community. So recently, over on Discord, actually this was recent, this was probably about January, you'd shared that you had helped publish over, what, 100 and how many books?
127 books last year in 2022.
That's like a book every few days.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Do you sleep?
It is, you know what, I love it so much, but it didn't happen, but, you know, myself. I built an amazing team. I've got a couple of additional coaches that I work with. I've got built with, along with Praise Safler, we built a team in the Philippines that's doing graphic design and layout and formatting amazing, beautiful books. And I have a network of illustrators that, you know, when I do a 12-week work group and we've got 35, 40, 50 people all going through the process at the same time, it's amazing. And I've got it down to kind of a science. It's, you know, where they know they've got a list of illustrators to choose from if they want to take advantage of the resources that I've pre-vetted. If they have their own, that's fine, no problem, they can do that. But every time someone got stuck with something, or they got, you know, hung up and weren't able to make it through publishing in that author work group, it was 12 weeks. I wanted to be able to say, okay, we're going to go through step by step, put it together, and by the end of the 12 weeks, I want you to be ready to publish. And that was my goal. And so we've just, every single time we go through a work group, we have improved it. My next, or my latest improvement, which I love, is, can you see this?
Wow, look at that big
simple
book.
Workbook. Yeah, so the workbook is currently being revised. I was toying with the idea of having a self-publishing made simple nonfiction book, but to be honest with you, there are so many fantastic books out there on self-publishing. What I wanted to do was I wanted to communicate like this system that I use to get people published in 12 weeks, and how all the tools and templates and videos, and I'm putting it into a workbook that is going to be my nonfiction that I release. And it's going to be all tied in with videos and, you know, QR codes you can scan and go to the tools that are going to help you. So my goal is that somebody can grab this and get all the information they need on how to publish in a way that is very interactive and gives them everything they need in one place. So I'm like really excited about that. But 127 books, I was just blown away. I had one of my clients say, how many books did you publish this year? This was at the end of the year. And I said, you know what, I'm not sure. So I actually had my assistant tally it up, and I just couldn't believe it. So we put it in a nice big poster, and, you know, I published it out there, and I was just blown away. So many. And yes, every single day I'm publishing with people. I'm going through mentoring with them. I have my author work groups that we lead. I just finished a 12-week group. I've got a new challenge that we're starting. It'll probably already be underway when this episode airs, but May 1st to the 5th, I'm doing like a 5-day challenge to try to give people knowledge about self-publishing, determine if self-publishing is right for them. And then at the end of that, kind of lead them into, if you've gone through this and you say, yes, self-publishing is for me, and you want to take part in my author work group, which is starting at the end of June, then they will be able to move into that group and be one of the next ones that we'll be releasing in 2023.
What's your goal for this year? Do you think you'll be able to surpass the success you had last year?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Because I'm adding more team members, and I'm improving on the efficiency of what we're doing every day. We're adding, you know, amazing network of additional people. I'm also really excited, and I don't know if it's far enough to really be able to share, but I'll give you the scoop on it. Because I'm an IT geek, you know, I always think in how can I make things easier for people, and what is it that they need that they don't already have. And so I started with the help of some additional resources to kind of lay out an application that is going to kind of systemize or take people through my system with, you know, everything at their fingertips that they need, and make it easier for them to manage the project. Because one of the things that I found is that authors, you know, there's a lot going on with self-publishing, right? You've got to collaborate with editors, illustrators, designers. You've got maybe you've got admins or video people, and there's all kinds of stuff happening, and there's a lot to keep track of. But authors are not necessarily project managers. Just because I had 15 years in project management doesn't mean they did. So how can I make it easier for that to happen. And there wasn't a lot out there other than like, oh, go learn Asana or go learn, these project management platforms. And I found a lot of people getting stuck there. But I am an IT geek and I love creating those kind of things. So I'm working on building that application and got some people that are already raised their hand to be beta testers. So we'll see. I'm hoping to get the development done and get it into beta by the end of the year.
Please do let me know when that happens for sure. I'm super interested.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times where people will reach out to me because they feel like I'm the expert of all things self-publishing. And I never try to feel like I'm some guru or any kind of super expert. But there are some people that I feel are better suited to working with you. And that's children's book authors. Why am I always sending people over to you for children's books? Why are you the GOAT of self-publishing in children's books?
Well, I think the key to my success really has been about the network that I built. For example, my first experience with children's book was it really was not great. I had a not, so my goal was to make sure my second experience was really much better. And there's no problem with failing or with having problems and stumbling along the way as long as you learn from it. So one of the things that came out of that was I wanted to put together a contract to make sure that I was protected as an author and that I own the rights to all of the artwork. I know that that's controversial with some illustrators, but I have built a group, quite an extensive list, maybe about 50 different illustrators that are like pre-vetted and amazing illustrators who accept my contract. I share my contract with the authors that I work with, so they have that in the resource library that I have. I've got all kinds of tools and templates and document and kind of do the hand-holding through the process. Illustrating a children's book is complex, right? There's a lot of things that happen with a children's book and it's expensive to get the high quality illustrations. So finding the right people that are not overcharging and that you can trust, because too many people will come in and be like, oh, you said, I saw you post that you were looking for an illustrator, and nobody knows, can I trust that person? Am I at the right place? Is my book good enough? Like, just wanting somebody that has been through it and gone through numbers of these. But between my Bobby Hinman and I have been partnering with this author work group for years. We've probably put maybe 1,400 or 1,500 people through it. And every single time that we run it, we get better and better and better. That this workbook came out of the last author work group. And more tools, more templates, more things that like AI prompts and different things that we're doing for authors. Anytime there's something new or a new need or a new cool, shiny thing like AI helping me, improve my efficiency, I'm all over that. And how can I make that something that is easy for the authors that are going through this program to actually use? So I think that that's part of it, is they know they got the hand holding. I'm live a couple of times a week. I've got so many previous books that they can see, and that the resources and the network is all there. And that's it's not an easy combination.
It's so commendable, all the things that you're doing. And I'm not just being paid to say this or anything else like that. I mean it from the heart, that there's a good reason why I send people over your direction, because you've got the heart for this business and you have the passion for it, and you've guided some people to some amazing things they would have otherwise struggled to get to, much less not even realize if they didn't have you.
Thank you.
I want to finish up today's podcast interview with a question. I think this is so great, and I know you could probably answer it in 50,000 other ways, but I want to get what your visceral reaction is to this, and that is, what advice do you have for aspiring authors and self-publishers out there?
Well, do your research. I would say do your research. Make sure that you are spending the time preparing and getting ready to publish. It is, search your competitors, read, right? Understand your niche, understand the people that are your target audience. Understand and research. Just because you want to write a book on a certain topic, that's wonderful, but what can you expect for profitability? And there's a lot of research you can do on these things. Build your platform, reach out and build relationships, and don't make it a surprise that you're publishing a book. Start by communicating and building relationships. Let people know, and give yourself time to do the background and the things that you need, because sometimes you have to go slow to go fast. I can't tell you how many times people come to me and they think, April, I just want you to upload this book. And I have to back them up all the way back to editing because they didn't do the editing. And it's obvious when I look at it. Or they have a bad cover design, or the niche and the way that they tell the story. Sometimes I just have to tell them, you've got a good story here, but I just want you to know, as we're looking at some of these things together, your competitors, they're not really selling very many books in that niche. So as if it's a passion of theirs, wonderful, but it's really a pity if you get there and then you realize, well, I thought there was all of this potential. I was going to make, $1,000 a month on this book. And really, these people that are in the niche are making $30 a month. There's too much disconnect. So do your research. Spend time watching amazing folks like Dale on YouTube and experts like Dave Chesson. Sign up for my challenge that just helps give you the information about what kind of research you should do and whether self-publishing is right for you, because there are many different options. It's not right for everybody. So spend that time up front, and if you need to chat with somebody, go get a free consult on my calendar, and I would be happy to talk with you about self-publishing. And point you in the right direction. And if I'm not the right person, or if the self-publishing isn't right for you, you'll know that just kind of talking through that with somebody who's been there.
You've been listening to the Self-Publishing with Dale podcast. Visit us at selfpublishingwithdale.com for more information on how you can level up your self-publishing business. Also, check out our growing video-on-demand service, chock full of free and premium content, when you head over to theselfpublishinghub.com. If you enjoyed the show, please consider leaving a review on your preferred podcasting platform. We thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next episode.